This is Handler Skills Level 1. As a quick disclaimer, all points made and images used in this presentation is for a right-handed player. If you are left-handed, many of the details will be mirrored, but the core concepts will remain the same. So first, let's talk about some basic rules for the handler. Any player who has the disc in their hands is the handler. The handler must establish a pivot foot which cannot come off the ground as long as the handler has the disc, similar to basketball after they pick up the dribble. A right-handed player will use their left foot as the pivot foot to maximize their range of motion. The pivot foot must be in bounds, but the other foot may step out of bounds. The handler may not throw to themselves, but if the disc touches any other player from either team, they can then catch their own throw. Alright, so there are two basic kinds of throws in Ultimate. There is the forehand and the backhand. So the left picture is a forehand and the right picture is a backhand. You can tell what kind of throw it is based on which side of your hand is facing forwards upon release. So the forehand for righties will release on the right side of the body, and the backhand will release on the left side of the body. It is crucial that everyone can do both throws so that way you can release in both directions and have more control. As we can see in these pictures, the player on the left is releasing on his right side of the body, and it also goes around that side of the defender. If he were to try and throw to the right, but throw a backhand, the disc would go through the defender and would be blocked. Similarly, on the right picture, if the girl were to do a forehand throw, but still go to the left with it, it will go through the defender and will be blocked. Therefore, she has to throw a backhand to get around that side of the defender. So grips and throwing form. You want to grip the disc in a way that is most comfortable for you. This may be different for different players. The most common variations, though, would be whether to stick out your pointer finger or not when making either throw. So these pictures we have here, on the left side we have the backhand, one grip without the finger sticking out, and one grip with the finger sticking out. Similarly, on the right side, we have two different pictures of a forehand grip. The left one is without the finger sticking out, and the right one is with the finger sticking out. Practice all different grips, but stick with whatever is most comfortable for you. Both of these grips are important to be able to do at any time, so you must practice switching those grips without using your other hand. In the description, I will include some links to videos that explain how to properly throw a backhand or a forehand. So if you need help with the form of your throws, you can watch those videos. Also, talk to a captain to work on your grip and your throwing form. So this is my forehand grip, and this is my backhand grip. It is important to be able to easily and comfortably switch between these two positions with just a flick of the wrist. I'm only using one hand and a little twist of my wrist. So now I can be here, I can switch to either side of my body comfortably and calmly. So now that we know how to make both types of throws, it's important to choose the right one and to use it in a real game. When there's a defender right in your face, it can become stressful and you may make a mistake. So instead, it is best to simplify that if you are releasing off the right side of your body, you do a forehand, and if you're releasing off the left side of your body, you do a backhand. As we can see in the three images to the right, it does not matter where you are on the field. If you are in the center, such as that top photo, throwing anywhere to the right side, you'll release off of your right hip, and thus you will use a forehand. Similarly, any throw to the left side will come off your left hip, and you will throw a backhand. In the bottom left picture, we are pressed up against the sideline on the left side. So any throw forwards will be a backhand, and any throw backwards will be a forehand. And then last, the bottom right picture shows us pressed up against the right sideline. So any downfield throw will be a flick, and any backfield throw will be a backhand. A throw that loses yards is perfectly fine. It is called a dump pass, and it is a crucial part of any good offense. There is no obligation to throw forwards with every play. So one last thing is pivoting. So as a righty, your left foot must stay on the ground or else it is a travel penalty. Every other body part has free range of motion as long as you don't intentionally hit your opponent. Stretch out with your pivot foot as far as you can with control to maximize the distance from your mark. Each time you pivot, hold the disc out so that way you can do a pass. Do not panic and do not excessively pivot. The more you pivot, the less control you have at any given moment and the harder it is to make a throw. So only pivot when you feel it is necessary. This is a demonstration of pivoting footwork. It is an excessive amount of pivots. In a normal 10-second sequence, you are likely only to pivot once or twice. Pay attention when watching this to how the feet stay flat, the knees are bent, and there is no loss of control the whole time. Each time a pivot is made, the disc is pumped to threaten some kind of throw. This forces the defense to stay honest, and if they do not react, we are in position to actually make a real throw.